Hello there! This is Parenthesis, talking to you right from Italy on my vacation. And just as I arrived in my hotel, I checked my notifications and I saw that a new trailer for The Rise of Skywalker has come out. And I was very excited. And now I'm doing a review, but to be honest, I'm a bit disappointed. I expected something more. Sure, it was good, but okay. Let's talk about it in detail so that you know all of my problems.
It's an instinct.
So the trailer starts out with Rey running through some tropical forest planet very quickly and breathing heavily. And the first thing that I just need to say is that I love the design of this planet. I love these tropical kinds of planets like Scarif and Rogue One, or Numidian Prime from Solo: A Star Wars Story, or even Deveron from the Clone Wars. But another interesting part of this scene that I want to explore and talk about is if you zoom in here, you can see Rey basically using her lightsaber to deflect the blaster shot of one of these probe droids or one of these flying balls, whatever they are. This could be one of two things. Either it's one of Rey's training sessions and she's fighting one of those balls that Luke fought in his first lightsaber training, or she could be fighting actual First Order probes, similar to how Anakin fought Separatist probe droids in the Clone Wars.
Feeling.
Next, we have an obvious merge of two scenes into one. The first one being Rey jumping over something in the jungle planet, like Tarzan, except she doesn't swing on anything. And then we have a scene of her jumping, but inside a Star Destroyer. Presumably inside that one that she basically flew inside and collected scrap parts from on Jakku. I think that is the same Star Destroyer, and this is either a flashback of her jumping inside that Star Destroyer when she was on Jakku, or her returning to Jakku, or maybe it's some kind of vision. You know, the sequel trilogy is all about visions nowadays. Next, we have a shot of Finn, and I think I already said it in my first trailer review, but I really like his haircut in this movie more than in the last one and in the 7th episode. After an establishing shot of the jungle planet, we have a scene of the rebels gathering together, which looks a lot like the scenes in Rogue One. The way the people are standing, the way the crowd is, the way the camera is located, it really all just gives me Rogue One rebel feels. Next, we have a scene of what could be considered the rebel ship arriving at the jungle planet. However, I believe it's a bit different. I believe this is a flashback of around episode 4 of the Tantive 4 arriving on Yavin 4. Wait. Episode 4, Tantive 4, Yavin 4. Okay, never mind. I think that's that. Afterwards, we have an establishing shot of this water planet. And I really hope it's not a new planet, because it's not very creative. We've had a lot of planets like this in the past, and making a new one is just useless when you can just give fans nostalgia by repeating an old one. Like, this can be Camino, and it will be great for us fans. Just don't make it a new one, because it will be uninspiring just making an exact copy of an old planet and just calling it something new. Make it Camino, or make it Mon Cala, or something. And is it just me, or is Daisy Ridley's acting getting worse and worse each movie? I mean, just look at those expressions. Those do not look natural like at all, and they are, at least in the 7th movie she tried, but here she's just using that same expression she always uses, which I hate to look at. Like, it's so unnatural, and it's not really good acting, to be honest. And here is where my first big problem with the trailer comes in. Look at Kylo Ren's face. What's up with it? He looks like a plastic doll that you buy, basically. He looks like a plastic doll that you buy in stores. What's happened? Like, it doesn't look like it's Adam Driver's actually face. It looks like he's been Mark Hamillized in the holiday special or something. It looks so unnatural and weird to look at. It looks like very bad CGI or Tarkin or something. It doesn't look like Adam Driver. Maybe it's just me, but whenever I look at it, it seems so weird. What's the matter? Next, we have this beautiful shot astounding shot of the TIE fighters flying into the canyon. And I really like it. The color palette, the reflections, basically the CGI or the natural environment. I don't know what it is. It's just beautiful, very good. I like it.
Long have I waited. And now you're coming together.
Now this is the part of the trailer where it gets really controversial for me. So we have this shot of this throne, presumably Palpatine's, but I'm gonna talk about that later, which looks like it's made out of the skin of some creature, more particularly the Bendu. The Bendu is basically my second favorite character in Star Wars Rebels Season 3, my first being Grand Admiral Thrawn. And if this is indeed Bendu's skin turned into a throne, which I really doubt, it's pretty cool. But the problem with this part in the trailer is not with this Bendu throne or anything. Oh no. It's with the fact that we're given more and more clues that Palpatine is alive. In fact, this trailer almost like 99% confirms that. And for me, that's something I really don't like. Palpatine's death should remain permanent. If he survived, that means that everything George Lucas was making the Star Wars films for, his entire idea, his entire concept, was Anakin turning back to the light and defeating the ultimate evil and making the ultimate sacrifice. So by Palpatine being alive, Anakin's sacrifice means it was meaningless, and if his sacrifice was meaningless, the whole point of the entire prequel and original trilogies is gone. But this is one of those times where I really hope they are manipulating footage, where they're making us think something, but that's actually not true. Like in Infinity War or Endgame, I really hope that they're just faking the footage. I really hope that this isn't the case, but who knows? I'd also like to point your attention to these scenes of Star Destroyers rising from the sea and the two heroes battling on the Star Destroyer above the sea. Now this is a complete ripoff of Transformers 5 The Last Night. Star Wars is now copying Transformers. Oh my god!
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir, at my friends.
Here we have a scene of Babu Frick, a new alien confirmed for episode 9, basically doing something to 3PO. Then Poe asks, what are you doing there, 3PO? And he's like, taking one last look, sir, at my friends. And I don't understand, what does this mean? Like, why a last look? Like, what's happening? Give us some context, trailer. This doesn't make any sense. Like, you're expecting us to feel emotional, but we don't know what to feel emotional about. Like, what is happening to 3PO? What is this all about? I just don't understand.
Confronting fear is the destiny of a Jedi.
Now, I really like how in these new movies, the First Order bases, basically their hallways, are different from the Empire in that they're much more reflective. They look like they've been cleaned for like 100 years. They have been cleaned, like, without stopping, to the point where they're so reflective and because of how clean they are. I really like that.
Your destiny.
Oh, and also, I hate how Finn and other characters keep screaming like, whoa! Whoa! It gets so annoying. Like it was in The Last Jedi. Finn was constantly screaming it in the Battle of Crate and so on in episode 7. And now here, I'm just tired of this John Boyega expression. It doesn't look good to me. This is the clip that makes me think that Disney has lost their originality. I mean, look, these are just normal horses. Nothing special. When the set photos were first released, I thought maybe they'd alter them with CGI, but from what I see here, they are just normal horses. They're not like any special creatures, which is the entire point of Star Wars. It's not our galaxy. Everything is completely different. Yes, the humans are very similar, but the creatures, they were always very different and original. Now next we can see Rey and Kylo Ren standing in what appears, actually not what appears, it's obvious that this is like the remains of the throne room on the second Death Star. Another one of my problems. There's no way physically, no way that throne room could have remained so intact with the window looking so similar. It should have been blown to bits, and we saw it be blown to bits. So how come this Death Star, this part of the Death Star, the throne room of Palpatine, is so intact? It's just impossible. Now for me, this is probably the most interesting part of the trailer. What are Rey and Kylo destroying here? I have two theories. Either these are the ashes of Palpatine's remains, which they thought Palpatine was alive, but he actually isn't. And if he's not alive and this is them destroying the ashes of him, I'll be very happy. Or this is Darth Vader's remains that they're destroying. I don't know. Either way, it's okay. Now next we have this amazing, astounding shot of the Star Destroyers, and I have to give credit where credit is due. This is amazing cinematography, the pure scale of the shot. Everything is great. It just looks like, you know, that Endgame level just by the way of how great and massive everything is in this shot. And that, my friends, was my review of the trailer. Now, I realize I may have been too harsh on it, but the thing is, I've been a fan of Star Wars since 8 years old. It's something that I'm very, and you don't understand how much very passionate about. So everything has to be top-notch level because that's the way George Lucas always wanted it to be. And I really appreciate everything that he was going for. So I really need to make sure that everything is still at that level so that Star Wars doesn't lose what it once used to be. And that is why I'm harsh on it. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I am really into my content. I put a lot of effort into it to make sure that it's the best top-notch quality for you guys. So I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. I also really recommend that you visit my website, oporensis.com. The link will be in the description below. This website focuses a lot on Marvel, Star Wars, and film content. There I give a lot of top 10 rankings that I am too lazy to post on YouTube. There I have a lot of other stuff, like I have pages about my personal art, which I created using my phone. I have other pages, I have reviews, I have tips on making films, and so on there. So please visit it.